back. Okay, so I'm going to change the stream title. Go ahead and give your thoughts on Spanky's Quest.
Yeah, Spanky's quest was colourful and wacky. It was good. I It was an interesting gameplay style with the bubbles and then balancing or hitting them to try and aim for the enemy. You sort of had to predict where it was going to land, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was yeah, it was good. I loved the music. I thought the music was good.
Mm-hmm.
Thought the art style was quite nice, especially for a good old SNES game. It didn't look terrible for
Not at
now.
all.
Um, it was very hard. Yeah, there wasn't. But like once you got the swing of it, it's all right. But then you definitely. I feel like, well, like we said earlier, you need a bit more of a live system where you maybe lose three and then you've got like three sets of continues so that you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to restart completely. But obviously that was the from that time where the games were punishingly more difficult. So
Right.
um, take that away, it was pretty good. Spanky's Quest was a nice little adventure. I now want to see what's beyond that giant rotten apple.
I do as well.
So
I will piggyback off your statements and say this game definitely surprised me in a positive way. Going into it, I guess my assumption was that it was going to be a platformer, and it was. But there's a lot of bit of puzzle element to it. It's not like Mario where you're just going from left to right. You have like a zone to explore. Morticia created those big castles out of her uh bricks that she's been dropping, and you gotta basically explore each
evil
one.
witchy magic.
Evil witchy magic. Oh, Morticia and Gruntilda should share recipes, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah, no, it was surprisingly charming. Both the box art as well. The box art is kind of cute, but I would say the title screen almost looks like an old PC game. It kind of belies the actual charming graphics once you actually start the game. Like it's a very nice looking Super Nintendo game. It's very cute. The characters are very much of their era. In terms of like a cute monkey mascot and the attacking.
hmm.
I think the idea of attacking fruit is a cute and clever idea for like enemies. There's a lot of fruits out there, so there's a potential for different enemy types just for that reasoning. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. It was a surprisingly fun game. Puzzles were nice, and once you got the hang of it, it's not too difficult. Well, it wouldn't be difficult, but we do have to address the elephant in the room, and that was the old Super Nintendo game had that password system, and that I almost want to say it made it artificially more difficult because the game itself is not that difficult, but just the
Mm.
fact that it seems you have to go to at least 10 levels before a boss before you even get any kind of password. Like, if you at least got a password to, like, say, start at level 2 or something like that, that'd be a different story. But if you don't even make it to at least the first boss in your attempts, you have to do all of that over again. Now, as I've said many times in this series, a lot of these old games, grumps with the whole saving system, is mitigated with the save state. And if it is something that you want to complete, I expect you'll probably want to use that a lot, so you don't have to redo levels over and over and over again just to get your first password. If you even want to go that route, if you get to the first password system, maybe you could take a screenshot of it so you can always remember it, or use the save states, however you will. But I think my only negative against this game is that the fact that it does have that archaic password system, which again is mitigated today. But you'll definitely want to be on top of it if you don't want to have to be restarting levels over and over again to see what lies at the end. And I think it might even be worth your time. I definitely came into this pleasantly surprised. I think aside from this from the archaic save system, it gives a thumbs up for me. I think it did hold up pretty well. This Spanky's Quest. I think
Yeah,
there's I think
thumbs up,
there's
thumbs up.
I think there's fun to be had here for sure.
Us modern gamers as well, I guess, in terms of gaming of today, not very
Mm-hmm.
good at the rinse and repeat scenario. So the password thing always is a lot more difficult to swallow, I think, because of the fact that,
Yeah.
like you said, you have to get quite far in, or at least like have a good practice and understanding of the gameplay to like get through
Yeah.
those first 10 levels, and that isn't necessarily going to be your first playthrough. So you have like we just did that what 4 times before we got to the boss, and some people would just lose their patience before they get there. You
I
know they
agree.
will.
I yeah no
Um,
I would tend to agree with that. Like a lot of people, Just one. Anytime I think of a game that where you need a little bit of patience, I always think of Jarrell. A game like this, Jarrell would probably play this for maybe a hot 3 minutes before saying I don't want to play
Yeah,
anymore.
he'd be screaming.
But otherwise,
Uh,
Spanky's a cute little monkey. I wonder if they did more with this series. I wonder if it was popular enough that it ever got sequels. I've never heard of this game at all, or
no,
heard any of its sequels. I wonder if it ever got anything else.
hey, there could be a revitalization on the cards from Spanky's Quest.
There could be Alex Kidd is a fellow.
It reminded me of the only the bubble element like Puzzle Bobble and Bubble
Yeah,
Bobble.
bubble bobble.
Is it?
It kind of, yes, because it was a similar
Yeah,
concept, right? Because you're pushing the bubbles. This one was more like
you
kind of
had
like
to
bouncing
like
them.
yeah,
But
that was it. And then you had to like get the enemies and the bubbles in Bubble Bobble.
to
Was it
be
Bubble
fair,
Bobble or Puzzle Bobble?
I think some entries were called puzzle bobble, which makes it more confusing.
Yeah, I
But
was
the
gonna
but
say
the
'cause I
original
definitely
was
remember
bubble bobble.
having one of the Bubble Bobbles on the Game Boy. That's a very
Yeah,
good tongue twister when you keep that.
it is
Uh,
that also bubble bobble needs to be added to the the NES app. It's not on there. I thought it was for the
is it
longest.
not?
No, I thought it was. And
Mm,
an embarrassing story. During season one, I had one Kyle on the stream. It goes by Ninja Hippie Pirate on stream. I was like,
mm.
yeah, let's play Bubble Bobble and this other multiplayer game. And I was so certain that Bubble Bobble was on the NES app. And then this episode started, and we was like, oh no, it's not on here. So I
It's
had
not
to
there.
so I had to load up the NES Classic Edition where Bubble Bobble was at. He unfortunately just had to watch me play it. We couldn't play it together. And then before
Oh,
I didn't spend as much long time because I was it was it's best in multiplayer. I can only do the single player portion, so I only played it for as like maybe 20 minutes or so before I moved on to the next one. It was
mm.
unfortunate, but hopefully it does get added though, because that is a fun game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I used to love them.
But moving right along.